I wanted to try something a little bit different. I couldn't really figure out what else I wanted to play, really. Um, I mean, I could go back to Horizon, but I'm just not really feeling it. I don't know. I kind of grew bored. Um, so I was looking through my collection of like 200 games. I couldn't really decide upon anything or anything that I really wanted to get invested in. So I kind of settled on this one, just because it was something I bought off of GameFly for $10 or $12 during their flash sale last month, I think it was, or back in May actually. Um, and yeah, it just kind of jumped out at me. I mean, I'm always a big fan of anything with Vikings or Norse themes in it, even if with Norse mythology. Um, it's something I'm really into, and I've always enjoyed. And even like in grade school, we didn't study very much about it, and it kind of bothered me later on when I discovered it and how awesome the stories that they had to tell. I mean, you even had like Beowulf, who was actually of Norse descendants, and one of the best stories I've ever read. Um, Even with part of the story being incomplete due to there was a fire, I guess, at a college or something back in the several, God, a long time ago. I only know the general outline of it, but it destroyed several pieces of the story and thus rendered it incomplete before copies could be made or anything like that. So, but yeah, when the movie came out, God, what, within the last 10 years, I think it was, something like that, it just reignited that fire in me for, Norse mythology and things of that nature. And, well, this one looked kind of like a Kefling's clone, from the Xbox, and I really enjoyed both Kefling's games. I think, there was one on the PS3, Wiki Town or something like that. I forget. I think my other half, Juniper, she actually bought it on a whim, and I ended up beating that, I think, in a week or less. Um, but I saw this, saw that it had Valhalla in it. Oh, new unlocks, I guess. All right, cool. Um, Profile 1, options. Oh god, alright, so crash course. Um, okay, so I guess it's open game, all achievements are unlocked from the beginning. More difficult to play. Okay, alright, so that selects 5, 6, 7. Alright, let's... Alright, so let's just see what I get. I have no idea what this game entails. Like I said, it just looked like something that was very reminiscent of Kefling's. Um, and it drew my attention. Um, I don't know how many episodes of this I'll do. If it proves to be too difficult, or something that I don't really feel my heart is invested in, then maybe I'll kill it after a couple episodes and try to move on to something else. Maybe that I can play from start to finish, because I seem to do that a lot with pretty much anything that I pick up, and even I have dozens and dozens and dozens of games sitting on my shelf that I'm now looking at that a lot of them still have the plastic wrap on them and such. So I'd like to at least bestow this to an audience, and make something of it. If I can get followers that want to watch, maybe give me recommendations or suggestions, then I'll push to that. It's, I don't know, I'm just trying to find inspiration for something else to do with my time. And if this gives me an opportunity to channel pushing through my backlog and every single game that I have on my shelf and, you know, actually doing something, then hey, why the hell not? So let's see what this has in store for us and what we're gonna make of it. Welcome, Liko. Got a building. Everything you do may unlock new opportunities and challenges. Your goal is to lead your followers to the summit of Valhalla time and again, and gather honor by constructing buildings and fighting or performing offerings. The construction menu at the bottom of the screen is divided into buildings for production, transport, battle. Open the construction menu. Okay. Whoa. Okay. The other thing, too, that I remember... Explore the surroundings. Use the left stick, move around your map. The right stick rotates the camera in and out. While holding L2, the right stick tilts the camera. Okay, that's what I wanted, because I like a top-down, kind of like Warcraft and StarCraft. Pressing R3 and snaps the camera back to the original position. Oh. Can I zoom at least? Oh, yep. I was just doing that. Yeah, I was reading reviews about this game, and apparently it wasn't terrific, or a lot of people didn't like it, so I mean, I guess it said it had issues, crashing and game saves being lost, etc. I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot. Almost every time someone says they have major game-breaking bugs, either like with anything else, I've never encountered those problems, or if I have, on a much lesser scale where it doesn't make the game unplayable. The upper right corner shows notifications. Press and hold the R1 button to select. The directional button skips through notifications. Press the cross button, that would be the X button, to go back to the place of action, and square to delete. Triangle prioritizes and hides. Okay. Buildings. Toolmaker. To do your work, Vikings need proper tools. Manufacturer. Toolmaker. So there is an order queue to manufacture the tools and basic weapon needs. It determines what is meant. Keep in mind, the toolmaker will only start work and collect resources if he has an order. Okay, so... Oh, and this is on a... So... Helga... Open the building menu, place a building close to the main portal. So Oh, okay, so you can only build on the green, not the other bad color. Portals. The Vikings have discovered a portal that it is hoped leads to the Bifrost, which is the Rainbow Bridge. The fabled Rainbow Bridge that could take them to Asgard. More often than not, however, denizens of the underworld guard the portals. As soon as you open a portal, they can invade your world and attack your village. Defend yourself or appease the dark forces with sacrificial offerings. More on that later. Now open the portal to begin the next mission. The forces of evil are still asleep and will not attack your Vikings at this time. Okay. Alright, so... Open portal. Wow, lots of honor. Whoa! Your Vikings have demonstrated considerable courage and acquired heaps of honor with all their deeds. Each increase in honor also increases their standing with Odin, the Allfather, and brings them that much closer to gaining entrance to Valhalla. Numerous actions carried out by your Vikings also unlocks. These may be consistent of buildings, techs, or other things. New unlocks always become available to you in the next mission. Start your next mission now. Okay. Portal. Victory. Fishing lodge. Oh, good. Rabbit. Meat and leather. Minimum size for maps. Okay. Cool. Alright. I dig. I'm pretty happy with that. So I apologize that this first episode is probably just going to be me not playing as much and doing a bunch of rambling and talking. It's been a long time since I've actually been able to get back into streaming, and I just don't feel as comfortable, say, like when I have people in the room with me or whatever, talking out loud and, you know, making conversation or explaining myself, what have you. The first transition through a portal was child's play, but the portal guards grow in strength and become increasingly aggressive as the game progresses. To train soldiers to fight them, you need military or army camps. Alternatively, you can appease them at sacrificial altars, thus opening the way to the portal by peaceful means. So I feel like this is going to be Keflings meets... what do you call it? Like Warcraft or something? Like, it feels like it might have a strategy element to it, I guess. Basic needs. Your Vikings will work hard for you unless they are hungry, tired, or feel like exchanging pleasantries. Generally, they satisfy these needs without your help. However, you should make sure that they have the supplies they need, as they will then be much more effective workers. Or if they waste too much time of their time foraging for fruit or put their backs out sleeping under trees, things won't be nearly as good. By the way, they don't stop work to go to the little Vikings room. Okay, so I guess there's kind of like a morale to this, it kind of sounds like. Alright, so we need a toolmaker. Obviously, to make tools, can I just put it... Okay, that's good. Ooh. Do they bring it back? You know what? I'm just gonna slap this right here. That looks like a good spot. Fishermen and hunters will help ensure your Vikings have the necessary basic food supplies. Also near water, and place hunters so that they can find games in their vicinity. Simple fishing rods and spears are produced at the toolmaker. Take care not to deplete the wildlife stock and forest. Animals reproduce as time goes on. However, if you don't kill all of them, the ecosystem... Okay, so there's balance. That makes perfect sense. So, okay, there's rabbits there. But that's like the only beach. So, you know what? I'm just gonna have to go with it. Military and army camps. You can relocate military and army camps to deploy warriors where you need them. An army camp is a larger version of a military camp, so an army is bigger than the military, meaning it's barracks. If a military posted near an armory, equip themselves. If your warriors spend time near a brewery, goldsmiths, storages, or couriers, they will take the gold or malt beer they find there automatically. Every malt beer that the warrior drinks increases their life energy. Good to know, whether it's healing or maybe a maximum. I'm guessing it's going to be more like health potions, so to speak. Every piece of gold they receive increases the damage. If healers collect gold, their healing gets stronger. Good to know. Post your military and army camps near their respective buildings to improve your warriors. I like it already. Alright, so... Sacrificial altar. Instead of fighting the portal guards, you can use a sacrificial altar to appease them with offerings. Once you have erected the altar, commanding the sacrifice to begin, a worker will gather up the required goods to serve as offerings. However, he will only find goods that are within the altar's range. If the goods are too far away, you can increase its range by constructing paths and later by using courier networks. You can prepare spells on the altar, executed in the game. Press and hold the L1 button to find your spells. The directional button skip through the spells available. Confirm your selection with cross button. Okay. Alright, so... Dwellings. Number of Vikings. Workers also recover more quickly if they can sleep in a home instead of under trees. Well rested, they work longer and more efficiently. Okay, so that's... You know what? I like 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see the fisherman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty good. Fishing lodge. Military camp is a semi-permanent facility for the lodging of an army. Alright, so we can kick up the speed. Paths affect where and how your Vikings move and extend their working range. So... how do we... so I can't command them? Viking supply starting portal. Your supply of Vikings depends on the size of the map and is limited. Moreover, only as many Vikings have fallen from the skies are dwellings. The population limit has not been reached and you have built enough dwellings. The Vikings arrive automatically where there is work to do. If there is no work to do, you can order new Vikings manually. How? Whoa, okay. I forget. Oh god, I feel so dumb. Alright, we'll tone this back to regular speed. There's plenty of trees. Produce them axes. Resources? Unlocks? Oh, does that mean... Alright, so I went over a little bit on this one, obviously, because I'm figuring the game out. I'm gonna cut this episode here. I'm going to get right back into this because I'm going to try and figure this game out, and I would like to make this one work, and, you know, enjoy it, and maybe see what more it has to offer. I feel like this game might be a little bit complicated to get into to start, but, we'll work past that, even if I have to maybe do some reading off to the side, off screen, and, come back and, you know, make some magic happen. So I'm going to end this episode here. Stay tuned again for the next episode, and I apologize for all the sound effects and the blabbering in the initial with no gameplay. We'll change that in the future episodes and make something more out of this, and we'll enjoy, hopefully, this whole thing. Thank you for tuning in. Tune again next time.